Now let's move to the next important summit. The next important summit is of G20, group of 20 nations. Actually, not 20 nations, 19 countries and one organization. All right. So first of all, the G20, about G20, you should remember one thing, that which are the members of G20. All right. So just remember that it was the expansion of an existing group called as G7. Okay. G7. In the context of Asian financial crisis, when Asian financial crisis happened in 1997, then the 7 most industrialized economies, they thought that for addressing the issues and concerns of global economy, the participation should be multilateral and outside the industrialized world. Now is the right moment when emerging economies shall also be made the belligerent participants in such forums. So that's how this group expanded. All right. So how can you remember? You should remember first of all the members of G7, which are already team member of G20. So which countries are these? So one is USA, then we have UK, then we have France, all right. So we have US, UK, then we have France, all right. Then we have Germany, which is the biggest economy of European Union. Then we have Italy, all right, Italy. Then we have Canada, and then we have Japan. All right. Then we have Japan. So these are the 7 most industrialized economies of the world, which are the members of G7. All right. So G7 plus you have to add BRICS countries. Just add the BRICS countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So plus, so a total of 12 members you can remember very easily. The 13th you can remember very easily just by remembering that 1 seat is given to European Union, EU, okay, which in itself is a 20, which is an intergovernmental organization of 27 European countries, all right, headquartered at Brussels, Belgium. So this makes the membership to 13. These 13 countries are very easy to remember. After these 13 members, are very easy to remember. After this, you have to remember just 2 names and their full forms. So first name is Sam and the second name is Sita. Okay. So Sam, here it stands for Saudi Arab. You can remember S for Saudi Arab. A for, you can remember, Australia. Okay. For A you can remember Australia. Let me just Australia. All right. For M stands for Mexico. Okay. Then here in the second name, that is Sita, S stands for South Korea. I stands for Indonesia, the largest Islamic population country. Also, what else you can remember from Indonesia recently is that Indonesia is holding the current chair of G20 in the year 2022. Okay, so I'll use a term troika and then I'll explain it there. What else you should know from Indonesia as far as our current affairs are concerned in this particular year? That recently Indonesia banned the palm oil export, which then created a situation of edible oil crisis in India, because as far as India is concerned, we are dependent. Indonesia is the largest exporter of palm oil into India. Then the second largest exporter is Malaysia. Please do remember these 2 countries. All right. So, all right. Anyway, so then we have T. T stands for Turkey, which recently changed its name to Turkey. All right. This is the new name of Turkey. And then last but not the least, one of the emerging markets or economies inside Latin America, which is known as Argentina. Okay. So these are the 20 members. These are the 20 members of a group called as G20. All right. So the 20, what next information you should remember about G20 is that for G20 a term is used, a term that is known as troika. So in your exam they will frame a question that which of the following countries is or not a member of the Troika of G20. So what is Troika? Troika actually is a group of 3 countries which in the consecutive 3 years will hold the chair of this particular group. So the current Troika is having 3 countries. First country is, guys, Italy. The second country is Indonesia. And the third country is, guys, India. All right. So Italy had the chair of G20 in the year 2021. Just remember, that's why we are reading about this summit. In the year 2022, Indonesia has the chair of this particular organization where it will be scheduled. Then it will be in the year 2023. Very important fact. Very exam important fact. It is the year of 2023. That is next year when India will hold the chair of this particular organization and its summit. All right, guys. So the first country of this ongoing Troika, that is Italy, and its city Rome, hosted the 16th meeting, 16th edition of this summit with the motto that is People, Planet and Prosperity. People, Planet and Prosperity. And the agenda to be discussed here was first climate change, second economic recovery from the pandemic hit issues, then global minimum corporate tax rate. What is this global minimum corporate tax rate? Just remember that an idea first pitched at G7, then went and acknowledged by G20 to have a global minimum corporate tax of 15%. So if your exam they ask that what percentage of global minimum corporate tax rate was proposed by G7 or accepted by G20, you have to simply mark that 15%, to have the 15% of tax, uniform tax across the world is the idea over here. All right. So meeting was held under the chairmanship of the Italian Prime Minister. Name is Mario Draghi. Just remember this name. All right. And the summit concluded with the adoption of something very important known as Rome Declaration. That's why we are reading this. So what is the Rome Declaration? First of all, providing 100 billion every year from now until 2025 to counter what? To counter climate change. That's why this is very, very important. So do remember the year and the funding that G20 leaders have agreed to provide. Then to end the international financing for all new coal plants by the end of 2021, because at COP21, phase down of coal has been agreed upon. Okay, to reduce obviously the premise of greenhouse gas emissions. Then strengthen World Health Organization on emergency use authorization for COVID-19 vaccines. All right, COVID-19 vaccines. Then our Prime Minister led the Indian delegation at this particular summit. What else you can remember? That the Indian representative, also in terms of G20, a term is used that is Sherpa. All right. So who was India's Sherpa at G20? The answer is the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal was Indian Sherpa at the G20 summit. All right. Who was the personal representative of the head of the government. All right. So just remember his ministry and the name. All right. So this was about your G20 summit, what you should know. And also you can remember that at this particular summit, G20 leaders have also set an aspirational goal of planting 1 trillion trees collectively by 2030. So there was this announcement of halting and reversing the process of deforestation by the year 2030. That was also one of the very important announcements at that COP21 summit, okay, of UNFCCC. All right.